Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the AFC East Roundtable. I am not sure who titled this show today, but I am absolutely thrilled to get into it. I'm just lying. Me and Richie were just like, you know what could really rile these people up? And I said, absolute fiction. Okay, don't worry, folks. I'm going to be defending the Buffalo Bills all episode long. Richie, how's life, man? Talk to me today.
Life is great, man. Are the Bills done? Postseason record versus Chiefs during Mahomes' era is 0-4. Damn, I didn't put that stat. I'm just saying. That was a graphics guy. But shout out to BetUs for sponsoring the AFC East Roundtable. We appreciate BetUs as always. We're excited for this, guys. You can expect us live on the AFC East Roundtable Mondays and Wednesdays. We got the Jets Roundtable on Fridays. I don't know what these guys are doing about the Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots Roundtables yet, but Jets Roundtable every Friday at 1 p.m. EST. A lot of fun things happening this offseason. Let's get into it at the like button, folks. Colby.
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I can't complain. There's some crazy freaking winds right now, like 50, 60 mile an hour winds. So my connection's been knocked out. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully you don't see me pop out at some point because my connection drops. But we had a really, really good episode this past Thursday on Draft-a-holics. We did our first full first-round mock draft.
Go check that
with
out.
Derek and Dose and Broshmo. Really great video, our best video yet. We went pick by pick, right? So I did the first pick, and then I did the fourth pick, and we kind of went down. So make sure you guys go ahead and check that out on Roundtable's YouTube channel for the first ever Roundtable Sports mock draft.
Damn, man. Listen, so proud of the boys over at the Roundtable Draft-a-holics show. I love it, Colby. You're doing a hell of a job over there, my friend. TD, how's life, man? How's life? Where's the Dolphin stuff in your background, bro?
I'm gonna start putting some stuff together tomorrow or Wednesday. But listen, yeah, man. Hey, we on vacation, man. We on vacation. Yeah, your boy touching this shit. Yeah. But listen, but real talk, man. I wanted to stop for a second and say, Kobe, man, Draft-a-holics show that was a hit, brother. That was a hit, big time stuff, man. If y'all haven't checked out that show, go watch it. Go look at the mock. Go look at your favorite team, who they mocked up. It's very interesting. And to get everybody's take on it was pretty cool too. So salute to you. Keep it going this Thursday. I'll be tuning in. But yeah, for sure. But listen, Richie bringing it up. Yes. But I'm just very happy to be here because this is an amazing topic that I've been wanting to discuss for a few days now. And I'm glad that we're bringing up the reality and obvious for everybody to talk about. So let's get it.
So here is the mock draft. It's all, timestamp too. So if you guys want to go to your respective team, you want to see where they went, you can go into the timestamp, which is cool, and pick the time for if you are obviously a Bills fan. You want to see who they mocked to the Bills. You click down here. It goes right to their pick of the Buffalo Bills, and they rotate. You guys know Broshimo, one of the top NFL content. Oh, yeah, he did it already. I'm not messing around, Dan. Come on now.
Shout out to the best intern in the game.
Oh, yeah, our intern's on it. Shout out to our intern. So if you guys want to go check it out, guys, we put the link in the description. Go check out Draft-a-holics' first episode of their mock draft perspective. You guys can expect episode 2 for the mock drafts on Thursday. Colby is hosting it with Broshimo, Dose of Dion, Derek. This is one of our many shows this offseason we're very, very excited about. So it means a lot to us, guys. If you can simply go over there, subscribe to Roundtable Sports, and support what Colby did at Draft-a-holics, man. The comments is going wild. People are enjoying the content. So shout out to you, Colby. We're excited about the launch and the continuous support over there.
Lots of fun.
Shout out to our good friend Colby. And shout out to Travis, who just ultimately ended up becoming a YouTube member. Well, Travis, I got to tell you what, man. That is awesome that you were showing a little bit of support. And you know what? If, for example, that you want to get a little bang for your buck when it comes into supporting Roundtable Sports, I have to give a giant shout out right to our Patreon, and shout out to Lascelles as well. Lascelles upgraded his tier.
He did.
To $25, and so did Lino TV, I want to say, or maybe it was J-Dog who ultimately ended up doing it. Both of those guys ended up locking in their tiers. And then also shout out to our good friend Jake, who became a $5 member over on the Patreon. Folks, as you can see, we are offering a bunch of very cool perks for everybody that signs up for our Patreon account, including the call-in option, which is the Glenn tier only. It is $50, all right? $25 is going to get you a one-on-one Zoom call with all the boys on here once a month, and also your ability to leave in voicemail messages, and also all of the exclusive content that we put out on the channel. But most importantly, if you just end up signing up for the $3 tier, then you get access to our private Discord where the live chat never ends, folks. Roundtable Sports has taken strides these past couple of years, and it's all thanks to the support that you guys regularly give us. So highly recommend you go check out our Patreon and check out all the perks that we are giving you. And film studies for draft prospects are coming very, very soon as well. So certainly go check out Patreon. We love you.
Love it.
That was beautiful.
Lino with the super chat. Who keep coming up with these dumb titles? LOL. If a window closed, what that say about the Finns and Jets? Shaking my head. Only Richie and TD would start this.
Gosh.
What is he talking about, man?
I know.
Don't worry. We're going to get into it. We don't scare.
Absolutely terrible.
Oh, boy.
not.
Lino, we
It's
appreciate
not.
the super
No
chat,
flag,
though.
guys. Come on.
Smack Bob 13 times for the minute late. Ooh. There he goes. Get him, Dan.
You punch like Gronk, bro.
Yo, what did you say it for?
You punch like Gronk.
Oh, okay.
You ever see Gronk swing in Super Bowl 49? That's what your hits remind me of.
So that was a bitch slap, actually.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, God. Love it.
Never get into a fight with Dan.
There you go, folks. Oh, all right. So the elephant in the room. So the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen, and someone said I counted 12. Well, you know what, man? Maybe I'll just do the knockout punch at the end of this episode. As long as we hit 200 like buttons. If we hit 200 like buttons, then I will decapitate Bob on stream. And by the way, YouTube algorithm, Bob is a dummy. He's not a real person. Anyway. All right.
That is
so
important
we're
to
going to talk
say.
about this damn title. So is the Buffalo Bills window closed in 2024? First off, this is absolute blasphemy. And I don't feel like we should be having this conversation. But you know what? I want to rile the crowd up real fast. So we're going to start off with TD. TD, why is the Buffalo Bills window closed, if at all?
Because it was closed last year. It actually closed last year. Did y'all do anything better than you did the previous year, the year before that, and all of that? Not really.
So we had the highest scoring offense.
Oh no! You can
franchise
run your. You asked me, was it closed? First of all, you can run your stats up. You can have better stats. You can do whatever you want to do. But the window's closed. They can't get any better than they already are. They're literally a team that's going to go to the divisional round. In any year where they're lucky, they'll go to the conference championship and lose. That's who they are. So the window's been closed. It's just rinse and repeat now. But good for Buffalo. Y'all are in barely winning purgatory. So at the
Barely
end of the
winning
day,
purgatory?
Yeah, because Dan Mitchell, today we did a show on the huddle, and you talked about, how we can get better with Devontae Adams, and we need to go get some weapons and this and that. Oh, so now you want to go back to getting some weapons because it doesn't matter whether you had it or not. You had Diggs. It didn't work. You got rid of Diggs. Josh Allen stepped up and it didn't work. The window been closed. You just have Josh Allen who's going to always have you competitive. And at the end of the day, a Super Bowl is never in your future because your window to win one, it closed last year. I knew you wouldn't win one this year. I knew it because it been closed. See, y'all think about this window closed thing differently. It been closed. Y'all think because they still winning games that, it's still open. No, they're stuck. They're stuck right here at its max, and I love it.
Wow.
That's some hard-hitting words.
Facts.
Some hard-hitting delusion, if you ask me. Colby, thoughts? Thoughts?
I could come on here and I could just be absolutely stupid and delusional and tell everybody what everybody wants to hear, but I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job. I have a degree in sportscasting. I come on here and do this full time.
Thank you.
I'm not going to come on here and put my reputation at risk just to tell everybody what they want to hear. I thought that the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl window was closed heading into 2024. I was very adamant about that. I had you winning the division, but I thought your Super Bowl window was closed. I didn't think y'all were going to do crap this past year. But then Josh Allen wins MVP, and then the Buffalo Bills, they go to the AFC Championship game, and I said, y'all somehow were a Dalton Kincaid catch away from potentially going to the Super Bowl in a year that we all thought that you guys were going to be in a rebuild, you guys were going to do absolutely nothing. And I learned my lesson. Just like you guys learned to stop rooting against Patrick Mahomes, I've learned to stop rooting against Josh Allen. I've learned to stop the delusional takes in my head. I mean, do we not remember the key losses that the Buffalo Bills had heading into the 2024 season? You lost Gabe Davis. You lost Leonard Floyd. You lost Poona Ford, Damian Harris, Dane Jackson, Shaq Lawson, Latavius Murray. I mean, we can go on and on and on. They lost key players, and they still somehow made it to the AFC Championship game. Why? Because Josh Allen put the team on his back, and he played MVP-like football. Now, my question is going to be, is this sustainable for Josh Allen, or was what we saw in 2024 a one-hit wonder? Ultimately, that's just going to be determined, right? Well, we're not going to know that until ultimately it happens. But I think if the Buffalo Bills can continue to add talent, then why would their window be closed? If they could do what they did this past year with zero talent, then if they add talent, how can they not possibly be better? Now, you are in negative cap space, so that is a concern. You have negative $14 million to start the offseason. So how are you going to add talent? That's my biggest question. But again, looking at what you guys did this past season with your backs against the wall, how can you say that their window is air quote closed, especially when you have teams like the Kansas City Chiefs only getting worse?
Hold on. So is the window closed for the Bills to beat the Chiefs?
No.
Why not? They'll never beat them. I mean, are we not 0-4? Are we not 0-4 to play? At what point, Kobe, you just gave a whole soliloquy about you done learned your lesson against the Chiefs. Well, guess what? Take your lesson against the Chiefs. They can't beat the Chiefs, Kobe. So it's closed.
There's a blueprint now, though. There's a blueprint now on how to beat the Chiefs. So that's the thing. The Chiefs are getting worse. Travis Kelce is about to retire. I don't care how bad Travis Kelce is at this point in his career. I don't think people are going to understand when he retires. That is a massive loss. Andy Reid, how much longer is he going to be coaching? Patrick Mahomes has the worst season in his career. They don't have money to go out there and spend. The blueprint is out there on how to get to Patrick Mahomes and beat them. That's
you get him, Kobe. You get him.
So
you
Kobe,
get him, bro.
Did the blueprint? The blueprint is now out there. Was it not out there when Joe Burrow beat him? Was it not out there when Tom Brady beat him? The blueprint been out there. The Bills can't beat them. They done had all these years to follow a blueprint, and they still can't identify what it is. Man, it's closed. As long as they can't beat the Chiefs.
He's coughing because he's allergic to that shit take. That's what it is, folks.
But remember, you got to define what a window being open is. It's a Super Bowl. It's not competing. It's a Super Bowl. Is the window open to win a Super Bowl? As long as the Chiefs are there, the answer is no.
So this is what we are doing, folks. If, for example, that the Buffalo Bills window is closed, that every other team in the NFL is in a lead box, windowless, 10-inch steel, can't even see outside. What I have in front of you right now is all of the winning percentages from 2020 to 2024. And the Buffalo Bills have a 735 win percentage for the past 5 years. If not for a literal dynasty, folks, then this team is the most consistent team in all of the NFL for the past 5 years. And as Colby ultimately ended up saying, he was just like, hey, man, everyone counted the Buffalo Bills out. And that is absolutely true. They did. They certainly did. But you know what the Buffalo Bills did? They ultimately took a group of ragtag wide receivers, a defense that struggled tremendously at stopping third downs, had a cherry on top for turnover differential, which was our only saving grace. And we were the number one scoring offense in all of football, including playoffs. And also the number one statistical best offense in Buffalo Bills franchise history with the supporting cast that we ultimately ended up having. This is truly an any given Sunday sort of league when it comes into the playoffs. It isn't any given Sunday, especially when it comes into the playoffs. And when I look at the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, they are hands down the most competitive matchup out of anybody in the AFC. Like, we have the best record against Kansas City total all across this AFC by itself. And the Buffalo Bills, while the cap space is less than ideal in 2025, it is a hell of a lot better than 2024. All we need to do is just add a couple of pass rushers. And this Buffalo Bills window is never closed as long as Josh Allen is the quarterback of this team.
Well, Dan, too, the other thing I want to hit on too real quick, Rich, before you go, is just the fact that, like, look, TD's saying, but the Kansas City Chiefs. And, Colby, you just said it. They don't have a lot of cap space. They're a negative 11 million, or negative, what did I say, like 14, whatever, something like that, $1 million to enter the offseason. But the Kansas City Chiefs, they have $11 million to spend, and they have key free agents that are going to be leaving them. They have Trey Smith that's expected to leave them. They have McCole Hardman, Kareem Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster, Nick Bolton, Justin Reed, DJ Humphries, Marquise Brown, DeAndre Hopkins. They don't have the money to go out and spend, and that team's already been lacking, especially on the offensive side of the football. When Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a top 3 offensive line, he sucks. He dwindles. He's not a good quarterback. That's the difference between him and Tom Brady, and they're going to take another step back this season. So, yes, I think the Chiefs are about to go on a downward trajectory. The Buffalo Bills, I think, go on an upward trajectory. Now, there's other teams in the AFC. Do you want to talk about the Ravens against the Bills? You want to talk about Joe Burrow and the Bengals against the Bills? I think that's a bigger discussion. But if you're telling me, am I scared that the Chiefs are going to be the stonewall for the Bills? No. Times are changing.
Can I speak?
Times are changing.
Richie, let's give you the floor.
There's a massive difference. There's a massive difference between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. And the Bills better get it right in order for them to catch up to the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been in the same situation that Colby just brought up for how many years in a row? Every year it's the same thing. Key free agents. They're going to miss guys. Do you know why those top guys leaving is not going to hurt this Kansas City Chiefs team, which makes them so great outside of Andy Reid and Mahomes? Them drafting. Go look at their cap and go look at the amount of money they're spending on all of these players that are key, impactful pieces to this team that help them win football games. Pennies. It's because they're excellent at drafting. The Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, I'm not going to say they're excellent or they're trash. They're right in the middle. In order to have a sustainable franchise and not depend on expensive players to be successful, go look at the Kansas City Chiefs roster and go look at the amount of people they're paying pennies and how impactful they are to win. I'm expecting the Chiefs in this upcoming draft class in 2025 to hit home runs everywhere, just like they've done for 4 years straight. That's what makes the Chiefs so good. Of course, they have their franchise quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. So do the Bills and Josh Allen. But I believe the Chiefs roster is just so much better than the Buffalo Bills around the quarterback position. That is the difference. I really do believe that. And I think people are just undermining that. They just look at the cap space and they look at the key guys that are leaving, but they forget about the guys underneath them that always step in and help them win football games. So I think that has been a big reason why the Bills can't get over the hump against the Chiefs in the postseason. You can talk about pinning Mahomes versus Josh Allen all you want, pinning Andy Reid versus Sean McDermott all you want, but I think it's deeper than that, and that's what makes the Chiefs so good. And when you look at the Buffalo Bills, this is a big draft class for them. They have some, I'm not saying the Bills are bad at drafting. Khalil Shakir is a solid player they got in the mid-rounds, who is their number 1 receiver right now. But outside of, Kyer Elam, that draft pick in the first round in 2022, that was a big swing and miss. If you're drafting first-round bust, Dalton Kincaid, I mean, he was a first-round pick, and I'm sorry, he has not lived up to first-round pick trajectory, in my opinion. I think you got to get a big plus from Dalton Kincaid, and I think if you're the Buffalo Bills, this draft class is going to be massive. That's the biggest difference, in my opinion, of them and the Chiefs. And the reason why we bring up the Chiefs is because of the stat. How do the Bills get to the Super Bowl? You got to beat the Chiefs. I mean, that's the only thing that's in your way. You can beat all these teams. You proved to beat the Baltimore Ravens twice in the playoffs, right? You haven't beat the Cincinnati Bengals yet in the playoffs, but that was only one game. The Chiefs are the only thing in your way, it feels like. And I think that's the biggest difference, where this is the same thing I'm hearing for the 4th year straight. Yeah, this is the year the Chiefs take a step back. I'm not ready to say that. They've been to the AFC Championship game every single year since Mahomes started their career there. So I think that's going to be massive for the Bills this upcoming draft class. Can they not only hit on their first-round pick, but they can find some diamonds in the rough in the mid-rounds to fill out their roster? That's what makes the Chiefs good. And, every team should try to fill out their roster like the Chiefs have. When you have a high-priced quarterback like Mahomes, and you find quarterbacks, and when you find mid-round picks to be starters, it's just unbelievable. And they're not the only team that follows that blueprint, but it's up to the Bills to really find those diamond in the roughs and draft well to get on that same level from a roster standpoint, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Richard, that's go ahead, TD.
That's why I say the window is closed, because the Chiefs are the window. You like now we're not talking about Philly. Their window ain't closed because they went right through it. But for the Buffalo Bills, they don't know how to go through that Chiefs window. And let me respond to this comment in the chat. TD goes from Bills going to the Super Bowl to the window been closed. How about a little integrity, TD? This is the point that I'm making. I went from the Bills going to the Super Bowl to now the window been closed, because even when I believe in them, they prove you wrong. So therefore, you learn from keep on thinking that they are. Learn, because this was that they should have done it.
His mic is revolting.
Listen, they did it.
No one can hear
Therefore,
you right now,
oh wow.
I think you're good now.
Listen, man, the window being closed, like I said, they can't go through that Kansas City Chiefs window. I believe that the Bills were going to do it this year, and they yet again proved me wrong that they couldn't do it this year. So why am I going to stay with that same narrative? It makes me realize, dang, the window been closed. They just will never get through the Chiefs. They can't. The Chiefs are just too good. Andy Reid knows what to do versus Buffalo to put the game plan together. Let's not forget, 2 years ago, they won a Super Bowl with 2 left tackles that they couldn't wait to throw away. It didn't matter, and they beat Buffalo. Like, they don't have to have everything. As long as the Bills can't figure the Chiefs out, they will never beat them. Therefore, that window closed. They got to go open it.
All right.
And the only way they can, they got to prove it.
But the thing is that everybody tries to build up this narrative like, oh, well, it's Patrick Mahomes. And I get it. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all times, but everybody forgets to look at the X's and O's. And this is exactly what happened with the Super Bowl predictions. Nobody looked at the X's and O's. Everybody was like, oh, well, it's Patrick Mahomes. And so Patrick Mahomes, despite the fact that literally none of these matchups are favorable for the Chiefs, somehow Patrick Mahomes is going to win this. I got people coming at my neck when I said, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this. And that's exactly what happened. And you know what? You know what separates the Kansas City Chiefs from some of the greatest organizations to ever do it is the fact that they got complacent. They said this themselves. They literally said that they basically had Super Bowl hangover because they're like, oh, well, we've been here every single year. We know what it's like. The moment's not big enough for us. That's what bad organizations do. Why are they on the downfall? Because they've been here so often that they're becoming complacent. And Richie, you're saying that they always have good drafts, and I feel like they always have pretty good drafts. This past year, I wouldn't say they had a very good draft. Xavier Worthy in the first round puts up like 600 some yards. I wouldn't, especially with all their wide receivers injured,
in the playoffs.
I wouldn't say that was an absolute dub for them.
Xavier Worthy's a dub.
The offensive tackle they select in the second round has been an absolute bust for them and contributed to the lack of offensive line play that they had. You want to say he went up in the Super Bowl? Yeah, he went up on the Super Bowl because late in the third, early fourth quarter, when the game was already away from them in the Super Bowl, he had 2 bombs from Patrick Mahomes for 50 yards. 100 of his yards were garbage time.
Okay.
Kobe, well, first of all, you listed everything. How come this is not about the Eagles? I don't know where the Eagles came up. I don't know why you're talking about the Super Bowl.
It was relevant to what I was talking about.
No, this is about the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs. How come the Bills couldn't beat them in their Super Bowl hangover a year if they're so bad and they're so complacent? How come the Bills couldn't beat them then? That's what we're talking about. I don't care about the Super Bowl. This isn't about that game.
It was relevant to my take about
and Xavier Worthy is not a bust of a pick.
I didn't say he was a bust, but I'm saying he was not a hit. I wouldn't say he was this hit. You're taking a guy in the first round, he puts up 600 yards. That's not a hit.
That is a hit because them 600 yards were, yeah, because look at how they play football. They spread it around. They're not trying to. They're not trying. No. See, that's the problem. The philosophy of football in that regards is flawed, in my opinion. If you think that the way the Chiefs play football, they don't want hit. They don't want 1,500-yard guys if they don't have to.
Exactly.
They want to play within the flow of the system. Nobody got to get off. We know you're capable of it, but you don't have to. That's the way the Chiefs play. That's why they got this cheat code. But listen, Kobe, I got to call you out, bro. First of all, I actually agree with you in this sense. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, I've been on record saying that he has flaws. You know, I've argued with Richie about it. You know, his ability to process the field under pressure. I've been somebody who said he's not great at it, but I've been laughed at for it. But whatever. But you're making this about Mahomes. You're making this about just the Chiefs because of your personal Patriots hate.
But that's what you think. It's irrelevant to Josh Allen.
Let me finish. No. Because this conversation is only about the Bills. You're trying to make it in general. This is only about Buffalo. Their window is closed because of the Chiefs, not the NFL. The Buffalo Bills window is closed because of the Chiefs, because they have zero answers for them in the playoffs. Look at what they did to them in the regular season. Oh, we beat the number one team and we beat the second best team. Like, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is the playoffs, and Bills have no answer, number one. Number two, you can't even say, okay, this is what we need to do in the draft and free agency, then we can beat the Chiefs. They don't even have an answer for that. They only have an answer of how they can get better, but they don't have no answer for the Chiefs because they done tried 50 million different puzzles, and they don't have what it takes to beat the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They just got them.
They don't. And by the way, Colby, you were running victory laps about you being right about the Eagles beating the Chiefs. You were wrong about the Bills beating the Chiefs.
You're right, let me ask you this. How much more was I right about, though? So, I was more right than I was wrong this season. I'm going to take my victory on that.
So let me ask you this.
Dan, your opinion. Your opinion
in the AFC. So who in the AFC has had success at consistently beating the Kansas City Chiefs?
Joe Burrow.
In the playoffs?
Once.
Yeah, with Joe Burrow.
And during a game where he played like absolute shit.
No. Hold on. This is why that's not fair, Dan. Here's why that's not. Here's why. No. Here's why your point isn't fair about who else has had success beating them in the playoffs, right? Here's why it's not fair.
Who has?
Because because every year
Tom Brady,
when the Chiefs play in divisional round, they're playing probably the weakest team. We understand that. And y'all always in the way of somebody else possibly beating them. When you get to the AFC Championship. So don't say who else is
the championship.
No, Dan, listen. Y'all always taking up the slot to have a chance.
So really what I'm trying to do right now is that I'm trying to ask, how does it feel that from now on that this AFC Championship is going to be Bills and Kansas City Chiefs from now on? Knowing that the Dolphins have no prayer being able to have a chance.
That's what you result
to. That's the funny thing, right? That's the funny thing. I'm sitting here getting all of this pushback, being like, Dan, how could you not beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs? How's the oh my God, that has to hurt, right? Because you're sitting here trying to tell me, it hurts you, Dan. Being Dan, you can't get past the Kansas City Chiefs. But the problem is that this Buffalo Bills team just terrorizes this division so often that you guys don't even have an opportunity of proving that you can, because we own you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to relish in the fact, I don't care if we lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship for the next 6+ years, as long as I know that my team is causing your teams pure and utter pain, not even having an opportunity of getting.
That's cap. Listen, Dan said that with a straight face, ladies and gentlemen. He capping. He just already built it in the fact that they can't beat the Chiefs. So
he's funny. But we're still talking about this, though.
So this is actually a perfect segue. This is a perfect segue. So BetUs, these odds are hilarious. They have the AFC conference winner for next year, the odds. And if you guys want to go check out BetUs, go use the code YouTube150. Of course, they only have 3 teams that they have odds out. So they don't see any team besides these 3, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills, to win the AFC. And the Bills are the least likely. You got the Ravens and Chiefs tied for the favorable odds, and then the Bills are third at plus 375. Yep. That's pretty crazy that they only have these 3 teams. So if you guys want to take advantage of these odds, guys, go over to BetUs Sportsbook. Use the code YouTube150 when you sign up today. Get your 150% bonus first deposit, 125% next to up to $2,000. 10% gamblers insurance. Big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the AFC East Roundtable. Please, of course, bet responsibly. Why do you guys think they only have these 3 teams? Is that disrespectful to other of the teams? Or?
No, not at
In
all.
the AFC, no, I don't think so. I mean, nobody
There's
else
no
is
Patriots,
the
bro.
only 3 teams
they sleep in
that have a
us.
shot.
No. This will change after free agency. They're just real cautious on teams that can make some big time moves and move up the charts.
I think if T. Higgins stays with the Bengals, then I think they'll be back on here. But I think if they somehow surprisingly, I know he's supposed to be franchise tag, but if surprisingly they ultimately did end up losing him, I think they would take him off this list. So understanding that it's the start of free agency, they're going to keep them off until ultimately they see what they do. I mean, honestly, all the Bengals got to do is add to that defense, and they're right back in the picture.
But Dan, I want to ask you, why do they have the Ravens as more likely than the Bills? Even though
you Richie, I was just going to hit that. I was just going to give it to him. See, that. Hold on. That's the point I'm making. They not better.
Actually, see that is because BetUS loves losing money. Like I think that's the only thing that happens.
They not better.
Like, here's the deal, right? Like, we love this narrative of, oh my God, the Kansas City Chiefs own the Bills in the playoffs. Well, you know what? The Buffalo Bills own the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. We're 2-0. It is exactly the same relationship right between the Ravens and the Bills as it is to the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat us in the regular season, and we beat them in the playoffs. Is what it is, all right? We own the Ravens in the playoffs, and the Kansas City Chiefs own the Bills in the playoffs. It's a vicious cycle.
Dan, who had the better team this year, Ravens or Bills?
So which team made it to the AFC Championship?
No. You know what I'm asking you.
Which
who had the better team?
To the AFC Championship?
Which team was actually better than you?
It was the Buffalo Bills.
See,
why can't you just accept that like the Bills were better than you thought, TD? Like well, I get the hate. I get you're a division opponent. But why can't you just
what are we talking about?
That they were better than you thought. I don't
understand. What are we talking about? Of course.
I can't comprehend this.
I expect them to lose in the divisional or conference round every year. That ain't better than I thought. I expect them to lose.
Yeah. Listen, man. Like, you were the same guy that was saying that we were going to get first rounded by the Broncos, and then we're going to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. Like,
now the Baltimore Ravens,
same guy that said that we were going to go 8-9 this year. I mean, dude, it's just L's after L's.
I ain't know y'all had Matt Collins. If I would have knew that, it would
true that. You better resign him. If you don't, you're
actually trolled me about Matt Collins. In fact, I'm pretty sure you said Matt Collins and like went off on like a 5-minute like soundbite of laughter in August.
Dan, how does it feel though to know that your team is good, but they'll never win a Super Bowl? They'll just always tease you, just there. Oh,
I think that me having faith right in the Buffalo Bills makes a hell of a lot more sense than you having faith in your Miami Dolphins, right? Like, same reason that you always say that the Dolphins are miraculously going to sweep the Buffalo Bills for the first time since the iPhone has been invented, right? Is the same reason why I say that next year is going to be different, because you know why? I have hope. But the thing is that I actually have something to bring to the table. I have regular season success. I have very close games against the Kansas City Chiefs. All it takes in playoff football is 1 or 2 plays to go a team's way. And unfortunately, it has been nothing but bad luck. It's been nothing but bad luck. Out of every single Kansas City Chiefs loss, it's been bad luck.
Bad luck that you
lost. It hasn't been that the Bills haven't shown up. It's been about 1 or 2 plays that just didn't go our way.
So you're not going to say the same thing about Baltimore? Just bad luck? Untouched fumbles and all type of stuff, man? See, that's the problem, man. You can't
that
be
Mark Andrews fumble, really.
Because Lamar Jackson had 2 turnovers. Like 2 turnovers like he did against the AFC Championship in Kansas City the year before.
And one of them, nobody touched them. That's bad luck.
So now we're giving excuses for Lamar Jackson, but we wouldn't give excuses for Josh Allen during his interviews afterwards. I'm trying to highlight the hypocrisy right now.
Bad luck.
Listen, again, TD, like I'm saying, man. All right?
Dan,
yes,
what bad luck did Buffalo have?
Beating the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs, but as long as the Bills exist, y'all's favorite teams won't even have a chance.
Can you tell us what bad luck the Buffalo Bills had? Can you give us an example of something that was bad luck that happened on the field?
So here's the thing. I would love to, but I thought we only wanted to do a 45-minute show tonight. If I do all that, then we'd be going for like 3 hours.
Josh Allen will take the Peyton Manning route. He'll suck at the beginning of his career, and then he'll get better as the time goes on. I'm not saying he's going to be Peyton Manning.
Example.
You mean Phillip Rivers?
He's going to take it in. So
Phillip Rivers.
right with that pass, So to Dalton Kincaid, should have been caught. It hit his forearms. It should have been caught. A drop pass. Several terrible spots on the field.
That's bad luck.
Several terrible spots on the field from the officiating crew. And Dalton Kincaid should have caught that ball that Josh Allen ended up throwing. So I think we all know with 13 seconds, certainly bad luck with our defensive coordinator calling prevent defense with 13 seconds a couple of years before. And then I'd say afterwards when, of course, with so when Josh ended up getting bumped and missed Shakir right in the end zone 2 years ago.
Got bumped.
All right. And then Tyler Bass missing his 4.
All right. There's your bad luck. We got to get into the Patreon mailbag. All right. The Patreon mailbag. Thank you guys so much for all the people that are in the Patreon members. We have DTN asking, Colby, where do we go with filling that number 1 receiver hole now that T. Higgins has been franchise tagged for the second time?
Yeah, beautiful question. Now, it hasn't officially happened yet, but it is expected to happen. This isn't really a surprise. As soon as I heard that Joe Burrow wanted him back, I was like, yeah, he's probably not hitting the open market. To be completely honest with you, I think it's more likely than not that they push that need for wide receiver 1 down the road and they just build up behind him. The Patriots don't have a wide receiver 1, but they also don't have a wide receiver 2. They have a roster full of wide receiver 3s, 4s, and 5s. So if you can go out and you can get Darius Slayton and he becomes your wide receiver 2, I think that they heavily address the trenches this offseason. They work on building that O-line and that D-line. And then next offseason, they really focus on trying to get that wide receiver 1. I know that that's going to be a disappointment to Patriots fans because Patriots fans just want to get a jersey. They want to go to the pro shop during training camp and get a jersey with the guy's name on the back that they can continuously look forward to, right? That number 1 guy. And they don't have that. But it starts with the trenches. That's what they're going to do. This is a multi-year rebuild for the Patriots. Not every problem is going to be solved in 1 year.
Thank you, DTN, for the Patreon question. Let's get into some super chats. Mike says, TD Purgatory isn't winning a playoff game in 25 years. Yeah, I don't think you can call the Bills in purgatory. The Dolphins is the definition of purgatory.
They're in winning purgatory to no end.
Typical TD, always hating like we don't got receipts of him saying, Bills, don't worry, Josh going to get you a ring. Question, TD, is Dolphins window closed?
No, it's just opening.
It can't be closed, but never open.
It never open, exactly. It's never been open. Chaz Brown, $5. Thank you guys so much for all these super chats, by the way. Really does help a lot for the channel in the offseason. Chaz says the Bills are holding the window open, but it's not sustainable. Eventually, it's going to snap those fingers. Hashtag fins up. Ooh, that's a bar. Love that, Chaz. Jonathan with the $5. Chief beating Bills is like LeBron owning Toronto. Best bet is for the Bills to avoid KC.
Just have Burrow play them and you're good.
Listen, man, you got to get Burrow to play the Chiefs in the divisional round. Then you got Cincinnati in the championship round. Oh, wait, the Bills proven they can't beat the Bengals in the playoffs either. So that won't work.
So one matchup.
You got maybe the Ravens next time. Then. You guys own the Ravens. You guys own the Ravens. So let the Ravens beat the Chiefs, and then you guys will beat the Ravens in the championship game. Is that better, Dan? You like that one better?
I'm fine with it.
Come on.
Lino says $5. It's funny that 2 losers, the Jets and Dolphins, talking about playoffs when they can't get in, and TD stay glazing Lamar, but we own him in the playoffs. Hey, man, at least the Jets, when we get into the dance, we dance. You know what I mean?
Never go to the dance.
I'd rather have a 14-year playoff drought than go to the playoffs 10 years and just lose like the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to go to the playoffs to lose for 25 years straight? At least the Jets win when we get to the dance. You feel me?
Got to the dance like a couple times.
Yeah, man. Back-to-back years, we win multiple playoff games, right? Give me that rather than little, wild card exits every other year. Glenn, I'm supposed to be able to call in, but I can't even find where I can call in. I need to have my bat phone. Glenn
found it, guys. Don't worry. Glenn
is here.
Phone. He's here.
He is here. He found a way in.
He found a way in. Glenn, you are live. We can hear you. Glenn.
Hey there. How y'all doing?
What's up, Glenn?
What's up, man?
Hey, I'll tell you now, Buffalo's window will be open and stay open.
Thanks, Glenn.
Until Jets, New England, and Miami can put pressure on them.
I like that.
That's fair, Glenn. That's fair.
Because the problem is, it's the same thing that we had with New England for the longest time. Miami, Jets, and Buffalo for 20 years did not put pressure on New England. Not one. Well, Miami did a few years, but because Buffalo only won like 3 games once every 7 years against New England.
Yeah.
We weren't getting no help from Buffalo But until we start putting pressure on Buffalo, Buffalo's window don't be open. It cannot be. That's why Chiefs have been running amok, is because they ain't had nobody in their division playing or challenging them. So they get easy 1 or 2nd bye every year. And it's the same thing that New England had.
Hey, Glenn, can I tell you something?
Every year. Yeah.
The chat is showing you nothing but love right now. How does it make you feel? Everyone in the chat saying, Glenn the man, OG Glenn spitting facts. Glenn is the man, true OG. You are beloved by this audience, Glenn.
He said something nice about Buffalo.
Hey, what it is for us to truthfully to beat Buffalo, the other three teams don't have to put pressure. I mean, they can't be having 5-game leads with 2 weeks left, with 5-game leads with 7 weeks left. I mean, what pressure they have?
All right, well, Glenn,
we have to go down. Look at what we have to have a division like the AFC West, where they have to fight and scratch to the end.
Or the AFC North, I think you're talking about, right?
AFC or NFC West. My fault. NFC West.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate the call, and I think you bring up a very good point. Glenn, we appreciate you as always for having your own tier. It's called the Glenn tier until someone else signs in. Glenn, we appreciate you, man. Right now, Glenn is the only one with the active Patreon for that tier to be able to call in.
Folks, say for example that like you want to be a part of the Patreon mailbag, then what that is the $5 tier right on Patreon, where like you could just actually write in a question, and it also gives you access to our exclusive Discord. If you want to leave a voicemail, then that is the $25 tier. And if you want to call into the show, it is $50. It's the $50 tier. It's the Glenn tier.
Link is at the top of the chat, folks. Link is pinned at the top of the chat.
Link is at the top of the chat.
And we do have a new question in the Patreon mailbag.
Oh, go ahead.
Lascelle asks, Richie, what do you think is the best solution to our wide receiver room? Great question, Lascelle. I think that's a very underrated need for the New York Jets. With the departure of Aaron Rodgers, I think that improves the likeliness of Garrett Wilson staying with the Jets. Hopefully they can figure out a extension, number one. Number two, we don't got anybody around Garrett Wilson. With Devontae Adams trending to leave, with Alan Lazard trending to get cut, we need help. I think the draft is definitely going to be an option for the Jets, of course, and a free agent. I think that the Jets are going to add one free agent and draft a player. Don't rule out the rumors of the trade market. Chris Olave is rumored to be out there, and he has a very good relationship and connection with Garrett Wilson, both Ohio State Buckeyes. Could the Jets pursue him, having two young, dynamic wide receivers next to Garrett Wilson and whoever a quarterback is going to be? So big-time shout-out to that potentially. So I think the Jets have a very interesting decision to make at the wide receiver position, and I'm really, really excited to see where they go. That's a position that needs an overhaul. But the good news is, Jets fans, if we actually have a number one receiver, it used to be a little bit worse where we have nobody. We have a Garrett Wilson that, in my opinion, with the right culture, the right offense, and the right quarterback, could be a top 7, top 10 wide receiver, if not already. So very exciting times ahead with Garrett, but we need help around him. So that's really my thoughts of that. We appreciate it. Dan, JD the Great asks, where is the voicemail? So why don't you let him know, how can you leave a voicemail through Patreon?
Yeah, man, most definitely. So what you do right in the Patreon mailbag is you just go on ahead and you just end up leaving a voice message, and we will listen to it. I am going to create a separate channel for you guys where you can go on ahead and like have that, because I don't want anyone cheating, all right, and putting their voicemail right in there. But for now, say, for example, you wanted to leave something on Wednesday, I will have an exclusive chat on Discord where it will only be sent invites to the people that have that $25 tier, and you would just end up leaving a voice message. It would be a voice channel.
Lascelle says, I will be there someday, Glenn. So Lascelle is thinking to join the Glenn tier one day. Lascelle, we appreciate you, man. We saw you upgraded your Patreon already, and now he's already have his eyes set on the Glenn tier. So Lascelle, we can't wait to see you there, and hope to see you guys more helping us out via the Patreon. Much love to you. JT the Don 88 has become a member of the channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you, JT.
Another great way to support us here at the Roundtable is you guys can gift memberships. And I think that's a really fun way to go about, this channel. Gifting memberships is always something I enjoy because you're able to just give back to the community, right? You can gift members right here. If you click that little plus, there's a super chat option. And of course, there's also a membership option as well. So definitely go check that out. We appreciate it big time for all the support you guys are showing us here on the channel, man. Woo! A lot of exciting things happening, man. A lot of exciting things happening. And the Jets are finally going to be good next year. It's a good time.
Here we go. Back to the delusion.
What? I didn't say that.
What?
Dude.
Yeah, you did, bro.
Why are you guys hating, bro? TV
It's crazy
hating.
talk. It's crazy talk.
Really?
It's crazy talk.
Am I
Really?
lagging?
Yeah, you're
No,
always
you're
lagging.
good right now, but you were earlier.
You're
Right,
always
all my
lagging. Let me
stuff
see if
doesn't
I can
work
do
right
something
now.
real quick. Can I? Watch this. You know what? I'm going to gift 5 members. I'm going to gift 5 people. That's what I was trying to do. Congratulations to the 5 people who just got members on the AFC East Roundtable, man. It is official. Ray, congratulations.
Let's go,
Sarah,
Ray.
congratulations. Josh, congratulations. Benjamin, congratulations. Goodbye, TD. And GTA 5-Man, congratulations. We just gifted 5 members. You guys can use all of the emojis. Big time shout out to the people who got it. We appreciate it. Ethan is now a member of the AFC East Roundtable membership program. We appreciate that, man. We want to give back to you guys. We really want to help you all. And a cool way to support us is by becoming a member and Patreon member, of course. I got to update the emojis because there's an Aaron Rodgers emoji, man. Got to get rid of the Aaron Rodgers emoji. The Aaron Rodgers emoji, guys.
Officially over, bro.
I gotta get rid of it, Dan. Is it? Oh, damn.
You guys should have ran it
But look
back.
at Ray already using it. Thank you so much. Y'all rock. He's using the Colby emoji. Look at that.
Let's go, Ray.
That's pretty cool, man. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool.
My guy.
They can use your face. All right.
Bottoms
Let's
up
do it.
with a nice
Dan, you
team.
talking? You're muted, they're saying. You're
Yeah,
muted,
bro, you're
Dan.
muted. Can't hear you, bro.
Have you been talking this whole time, bro?
Still can't hear you, bro.
Damn.
Good thing it's the end of the show.
Wow,
or else
everyone's
technical
using
What
the
about
Aaron
now?
Rodgers
there
emojis
we go,
just to
dude.
rub
You're
it in my
good.
face.
Yeah, what
Come
about
on.
now?
Yeah, bro, you're good.
You can hear me.
bro.
Nice.
They're using the Aaron
Sorry, I'm
Rodgers emoji to rub it in my
experimenting
face that
with
he's
something.
gone, Dan.
That's funny. Spam the Rogers chat, guys. Spam
Oh,
the
dude.
Rogers face.
Stop it!
And then check up on Richie afterwards.
You know what? Stop it. I'm changing it as we speak. I'm going to change it to Aaron Glenn. You guys would be forced to be spamming AG. We don't know who the quarterback. I'm going to make it Jackson Dart. How about that? Woo, you know it. Oh, man, look what you've done. No, Aaron Rodgers is being spammed in the live chat. You guys see this? Luckily, only the members can do it. Luckily, because
Aaron Rodgers.
if
can
it was
only
if
be
it was
spammed.
if it was allowed by everybody, oh dude, it'd be brutal. How many Aaron Rodgers emojis would be there? Luckily, it's just the members. Tony says one more smack for Bob before we wrap up the show. Ooh, that was deeper than a smack.
That was a good
little
one, bro.
Too.
That wasn't Gronk. that
Oh,
was Dan Mitchell right there.
man.
Wow.
I got
That
it.
was great.
I got it. All right, listen, I have created the Patreon voice message channel, JD. I'm going to send you the invite there. I believe LaSalle has access to. Add members or join. Okay, guys, what you do once you are in that channel, what you need to do is just go on ahead on your phone and then hit that microphone icon, and then you just record and say whatever you want, and we will listen to it. Same exact format. Just let us know what show you are listening to so we can listen to it. I'm going to add JD the Great to it now, and then LaSalle. There you go. All right, we have our two $25 tier guys in there right now, folks. If you are interested in supporting us, then definitely check out our Patreon. We have a lot of very cool perks ready to go.
And then one other thing that I want to plug that I think is important, because I know some people care about this.
Yep.
Some people don't, that are listeners. We're on Spotify, folks. If you guys prefer to listen to us in your cars, podcast form, we're on Spotify. So go check us out.
It's
It is free. I just put the link. If you guys want to go check us out, click the link in the live chat right now Let's go over there, listen to us there, maybe give us some ratings. We got 9 ratings so far on Spotify, which is cool. If you guys can go give us a nice rating, 5 stars, please, would be preferable, but it's up to you, of course. We would appreciate that. We're trying to grow our audio stream on top of what we're doing visually, so we appreciate that. All the love. Guys, that's going to wrap up the AFC East Roundtable. TD and Colby dipped without even saying goodbye, the Irish goodbye, but it's all good.
Damn.
All right. Big shout out to BetUs for sponsoring today's show and all shows. We appreciate it. Over 100 likes. Keep it going, everyone. Can we get to 200 likes by rewatch? Come on. We need 200 likes on this show by Wednesday. Dan, I had a good time tonight, even though I know it was really pinning you against your team.
Dude, you know what, man? It's fine. I'm used to the hate. It's off-season time, and I am looking forward to seeing what we do all off-season, folks. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so already, and we'll see you then. Glenn came in with one more super chat. Show up Wednesday night, and I will be giving a Glenn tier away show up on Wednesday night for, oh, wow.
Whoa.
He's giving a Glenn tier away.
We're going to be starting a lot of giveaways as well this week, too, which we're excited
Glenn,
to announce.
you're the man, honestly,
Glenn is already picking it up. Glenn, we appreciate that. Stay tuned Wednesday night for more details. Dan, see you tomorrow for the huddle, brother.
See you tomorrow, bro.
Peace out, everybody. Much love. Hit the like button on your way out. We're out. Peace.